Welcome to Sports, Wheels, and Reels with Jeff Miller and Austin Horton. One show, two guys, three topics, unlimited possibilities. Presented by Mark Miller Subaru. Engage with us on social media or email us at podcast@mmsubaru.com. And now, welcome your hosts, Jeff Miller and Austin Horton.
All right, welcome everybody to episode 45 of Sports, Wheels, and Reels. Normally I've got Austin here with me, but he is sick today, so Josh is going to fill in. We got a short show for everyone today. We're going to talk a little bit about jazz, talk about the new baseball stadium, hopefully going in downtown, and then we have a big giveaway of Lagoon season passports that we're going to announce at the end of the segment.
We had over 600 people enter to win, so
crazy.
It's going to be exciting to see who came out on top.
Totally, so stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Trudy, and my Subaru is my adventure buddy. I got my Subaru at Mark Miller Subaru in Sandy, Utah. We decided to get the Wilderness Outback because it fits our lifestyle the best of any car we looked at. We do a lot of different outdoor activities. We go camping, we snowshoe, we ski. My favorite thing, I have a few favorite things about the Outback. My favorite is the higher wheelbase for when we are on the dirt roads trying to find a camping spot. I also love the safety features that are included, especially the lights on the side of my car showing me that I have a car next to me, so when I'm merging lanes, it makes it a lot easier to merge lanes. As a Subaru ambassador, I get to participate in a lot of initiatives. Just recently, I filled personal hygiene kits for the local women's shelter. I have also helped with a lot of Earth Day cleanups. My favorite initiative is my little library that I built for the Subaru Loves Learning Initiative. And I love stocking it with children's books and watching the children in my neighborhood come and sit in front of the little library and choose a book to take home.
All right.
Okay, Sports, Wheels, and Reels. We're ready to go. Sports stuff, jazz, season. What do you think? I want to hear your opinion on the season, where it went.
It's crazy because I think at the beginning of the season, there was a lot of excitement about a lot of the young guys coming in and where we were going. And in all honesty, I was more excited and I think had more fun this season than I've had in previous seasons where
Totally.
I had there was a very good chance that we were going to make the playoffs and potentially make a run. And I think this season was even more fun because you never knew what was going to happen.
And crazy stuff happened. Like all of a sudden they just beat a team they shouldn't have beat, or they'd come back from 15 points down. But
Totally.
I think Will Hardy did a great job of making it fun. Like he made it, and that was his whole theme on it. Like, this should be fun. Let's have fun out there. My question for you is, do you think that is, and they talked about this a little bit with Locke, is that sustainable as expectations go up? Can you still have fun when you're competing for a championship?
It's a good question. I think it's the most important piece,
Yeah.
right? It's something we talked a lot about after last season and the differences between...
Because they were not having fun last season.
Totally.
And you're showing it. You're seeing it with Rudy Gobert and what's happening in the playoffs now.
Totally.
Rudy punching somebody.
Yeah,
and
right.
they're not having fun in Minnesota.
No, but you talk about even just last year, we talked about the difference between the Jazz bench and the Dallas bench during that playoff series.
The Dallas bench
and the
was
Dallas
having
guys
fun.
were excited and they were happy and they were there for their teammates.
The Dallas
And
guys got a
Jazz
rule
bench
change put instead
were
change for
just
benches because they were
there.
that excited.
Right. But I think that was the cool part is you even saw the Jazz players excited for the chicken sandwich giveaways.
Yeah.
Right.
At the end of the season with nothing to play for, they're all still having
Totally.
fun. And
They're
cheering
having a
for
great
guys
time.
And cheering
And
for dunks. And
I think it's exciting to see the kind of morph of the young guys and the senior players like Olenek and Markkanen. And it just seems like everyone's having fun. And I think if Hardy can really create a culture around that and pull that throughout even when they are competing for a championship,
that's the key.
I think that is the key.
If you
and
can
I
do
think
that
that's the
with
difference maker.
high-quality players that are veteran that can actually
Yeah.
win a championship, because there was no sight of winning a championship. Even if they didn't make the trades, if they didn't make those trades, they're probably the fifth or sixth seed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the way they were playing, if they didn't make the trades, they still had Conley, they still had Beasley, they still had everybody without injuries. Because Clarkson was hurt. Was Clarkson hurt?
Right. Was he really
hurt, or was he hurt?
Yeah, it's a big question.
Like if they were competing for a playoff spot, they were competing, and Clarkson's playing.
Yeah.
In those games,
Yeah.
Bobby Sexton was playing in a lot of those games, right? I mean, there was a whole difference in what they were doing. There's no reason to risk those guys getting further injured.
No.
In that situation, they're better off getting the young guys playing. But,
Totally.
But they found out a lot. I mean, they found out that this is a team they want to build around Markkanen, Kessler, and Agbaji.
Oh, Kessler. I mean, we've talked about this a lot, but who at the beginning of the season would have thought that if Minnesota were to call and say, hey, you guys can have Rudy back, but we want Kessler back,
chance.
You would say,
No way.
No way.
They'd say, give us draft picks.
Yeah.
That's
what you just gave us.
Yeah, we need more.
We would like again.
We'd like some more.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, if you read Andy Larson's article about Kessler, I was talking about that before, is the fact that everyone's talking about Paolo being Rookie of the Year. He is so inefficient.
Massively
just the reason he
inefficient.
ain't scoring 20 points a game is because he's taking 20-something shots a
Totally.
game. Like,
hope you're making
Kessler's
20
the best
shots.
rookie of this class.
Yeah.
He's without question the best rookie of this class, and hopefully he gets some first place votes.
He's the best
I don't
rookie of
think
this
he'll
class.
win it because defensive guys don't win that award.
But it's also, you look at someone who was not on anybody's radar,
No.
right?
He
Wasn't
was a
really
throw-in.
expecting to
He
get
was a
playing
throw-in.
time.
He was a
But
throw-in
you think
to the
about
trade.
if he had stayed in Minnesota, right, and was playing behind all those guys, he'd be a blip on the radar. No one would even know about him. But he had such a cool opportunity and such a cool chance coming to play for the Jazz that he's really created a name for himself and has developed so much in this first year.
And if he shows himself to get some sort of an outside jumper and a free throw shooting in the 70% range, he's all NBA.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's his ceiling.
Totally.
His ceiling's that, which you never would have thought of going into last season, which is great for the Jazz to have. And then you talk about lottery, which is going to happen in a month, which is a
crazy.
huge part for this franchise.
Yeah.
What we need to be cheering for, though, is tonight.
Yeah.
We need to be cheering
Minnesota
against
has
Minnesota.
to
Minnesota
lose.
needs to lose tonight, and Miami needs to lose tonight. Because if Minnesota and Miami lose, then they become the 12th worst record, or tied for 12th or 13th. So the lottery picks, it's an extra like 6 or 7% chance of a top 4 pick for the Jazz.
I didn't know that.
How cool would it be to get the lottery pick out of that trade?
That would be insane.
That would be so crazy.
Insane.
So
It's gonna be
really
exciting.
I'm excited. But we'll watch tonight and see where those picks come in. But the Jazz have 3 picks in the first round this year. Lots you can do with that. You can trade up. You can,
Totally.
and they also, not to mention the fact they also have $30 or $40 million in cap space.
I saw it's like $44 million.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
The question is, though, do you save the cap space or do you bring someone in that? There's an interesting argument that was made this morning about you've got 2 guys that are part of your cornerstones that are on rookie contracts, and a Markkanen who's got 2 more years on a cheap contract.
Yeah.
Could you bring in a $40-50 million guy, Bradley Beal, or even trade for a Lillard for 2 years just to make yourself competitive and awesome until they
And to
retire?
learn from.
Yeah, and then they retire and you can put their money slot to someone else.
Yep.
So if you could get someone to do that, I mean, if you could bring in a Bradley Beal or a Lillard's going to take a lot on trade, but the question is, does he take a lot on trade? Because it's the difference between trading for a Donovan Mitchell who's 25 years old,
Right.
and a Damian
someone
Lillard who's at
who's-
33 million, who's going to be making 45 and 58 million or something over the next 2 years.
Sure. But he's also nearing.
He's not getting that contract again.
No, he's on the downhill.
Yeah, but
Still
if
an
you could
incredible
bring him
player.
in, I mean, we'd be a pretty good team if you brought Damian Lillard in.
It'd be awesome.
Be a pretty awesome team. So I don't know.
And it sounds like there's maybe some rumors that he's a little frustrated in Portland a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But you know who's going to have a lot of fun this summer? Yeah. Justin Zanuck and Danny Ainge. They're going to have a lot of fun this summer. They have lots of money, lots of draft picks.
Yeah.
The phone is going to be ringing off the hook.
Just think about the difference. Were you even paying attention to when the draft was last year?
No.
Because we didn't
picks.
have any picks.
Yeah, there's going to be the months going to the draft, it's going to be every workout coming in. We're going to get every draft pick in the league coming in.
It's going to be awesome.
Now, you're going to get everybody.
But I heard they're not talking about it. None of those are going to be public.
None of them. Yeah, we'll see.
None of those workouts.
Until they get the number 1 pick in the draft. I doubt Wemby does any workouts though. So it's going to be good. I think the Jazz are. They have one of the brightest. Yeah, they have one of the brightest futures of anybody in the league.
It's exciting. Awesome. It is really exciting.
All right, second topic: baseball.
Crazy news this week.
Cool announcement a couple days ago from the Miller organization, Larry H. Miller, saying that they've got a partnership in play to make a bid for baseball, and they've got one of the strongest bids out there in the country.
Yeah.
When Major League Baseball decides to expand and add 2 more teams, which they've already said they're going to.
Yeah.
Just don't know when. They've got a pretty good shot at it.
On top of teams potentially moving around.
Yeah. I mean, because one thing that that Utah has that no one had, and there's a really interesting on 1280 Zone and KSL Sports, they've got a great interview with a Portland journalist.
Yeah.
And he talks about the fact, he's like, that Utah did in one day what we've been trying to do in 5 years. We don't have land picked out yet. We don't have a partnership. We don't have the support of the mayor and the governor.
Yep.
Like, Utah in one day has support of the mayor, support of the governor, a big pocket person behind it, $1 billion Miller Corporation ready to go.
Drawings.
And a 100-acre site with drawings planned, ready to roll.
Yeah.
Shovel ready.
As soon as they
they could literally have this thing open in 2 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy.
And it's fun even just seeing the excitement around it.
And it makes you wonder if it maybe even pushes Major League to push up expansion, knowing they've got someone ready to grow.
Yeah.
Right?
Move
and it's
earlier.
a community that's one of the fastest growing cities in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's where you want to put it.
Really young demographic.
The interesting thing I found about it, and then I got rebutted hard by somebody yesterday, is that in an environment like Utah where it's cold and rainy in April and October, how can you not make it a closed stadium? But then you look, Colorado, not closed. Minnesota, not closed. Like, so they figure it out.
Yeah.
And so they'll figure it out.
Point.
It is going to be but they're talking open stadium. It's not going to be a massive 50, 60,000 for a stadium. They're talking 35,000.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Perfect.
But I think this city will turn out for that. I'd have season tickets.
I mean, the fact that there's potential it sounds like Ryan Smith is in talks about a potential hockey team.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it would be so cool to have an NBA team, an NHL team, and an MLB team in this town.
Absolutely. What's incredible about Utah, and I will give a lot of credit to the Miller family, a lot of credit to Ryan Smith, a lot of credit to a lot of the business leaders in this community, is they have built a community where sports is awesome. Austin's peeking himself in here in his mask and I was sick. But they built this community where sports are important and people want to bring sports events here.
And Jeff,
there's a guy named Jeff Robbins, who runs the Utah Sports Commission, who is literally responsible for bringing most of these events into town, UFC, all these big events that come. And he's created this world where someone can call him, and it's like nothing else in this country.
Yeah.
Someone can call him and say, I want to put a UFC event in Utah. And within 2 days, he's calling it back and saying, I've got all the sponsorships and the venues lined up.
How soon do you want to do it?
Yeah, he's ready to roll.
It's really cool.
And there's an infrastructure here for that kind of thing that makes organizations like the NBA and wanting to do an all-star game here, Major League Baseball, these places, look at Salt Lake like, this is an easy place to work with.
Well, and we were at the State of Sports Awards last night, and it was so cool to see the passion and the buy-in and the engagement from the entire community.
Oh.
It is not just a blip on the radar, but I think the cool thing is Utah really recognizes how impactful sport is to this state.
They do. And all the big local
such
companies,
a big difference.
the big local companies in this thing, all 100% support sports.
Yep.
That's part of their deal.
Yeah.
And so it leads to a really great future.
And it's using sports for good. And you recognize how powerful that voice is. And I think every organization that's a part of it has done a really good job of leveraging that.
It's very cool. So we're looking forward to that. We'll talk about baseball, I'm sure, a lot more over the next couple of years as they bring more and more leaks and information on it.
We did miss one thing that's coming to the Jazz this summer.
What's that?
The return of the Delta Center.
We do get the Delta Center back. It's really exciting.
It's exciting.
It is the Delta Center. It's not Vivint.
Everyone always calls it the Delta Center.
When it was the
Energy Solutions.
Energy Solutions. That was so
rough.
That was really bad.
That was
a
good.
horrible sponsor. That's the definition of taking the money.
Yeah, we need the money. So who's the biggest?
That is who is going to give us money.
That
is the absolute definition of that.
That's whatsoever.
Would not fit in with the Subaru love promise.
No, to say the least.
No, I don't think Ryan.
That one is.
I don't think Ryan would do that one.
No.
So
no.
All right, let's do. We got our giveaway. We've been doing our Lagoon season pass. Over 600 people entered into this thing.
Incredible.
So we've picked the two winners, and Josh is going to announce them now to finish up our show. So drum roll.
Lucky number 435 is Justin Randolph. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Very excited for you. And random number 68, Carol Kwong. Congratulations. Have a great summer at Lagoon. And hope you tuned in to listen to get the news and the exciting information before everyone else.
Yeah, subscribe and listen some more. All right. That's it.
Have a great weekend.
The show. As we finish it all, it's usually Austin going this side. See if you can get the other side. Utah by 5.
Trust me.
There we go.